After our first batch of DC fandom, we have some really exciting new footage and information to go by regarding some of these upcoming films. Now, despite the reputation of the DCEU having been rightfully what it is, it kind of seems like there is a brighter future ahead for DC movies. What's going on, guys? I'm Ramakrishnan. Welcome to the video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the upcoming DC films, and I'm going to be ranking them based on my excitement for them. So, I chose 8 that seem to kind of have the most well-known knowledge or footage or information about them. So yeah, I excluded several other DC films that are supposedly in the works, like a solo Jared Leto Joker film. Don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna waste any more time in the intro, guys. Let's dive right in. Here are my top 8 most anticipated DC films ranked.
But what could be greater than a king?
A hero.
Aquaman was a surprisingly fun movie a couple of years ago. I did have a great time with it, and I kind of like where Jason Momoa is going with this character in his portrayal. Now, despite liking this film quite a bit, honestly, and yeah, being excited for more of the world of Atlantis and such, I'm not necessarily clamoring so much for a sequel. I don't really feel the excitement the way some of the MCU films have me going towards the sequels, or like I said, some of the sequels I'm going to talk about further on this list. I think that Aquaman's follow-up should be another exciting adventure for sure. I look forward to exploring more of the alluring characters that we've seen. I think that at the time of recording, there's just not a lot to go by, so it's kind of hard to put Aquaman 2 any higher than at the bottom of this list, knowing we have so much more or other reasons existing on the other films I will be talking about. Shazam was a big surprise last year. I love the fun and more lighthearted nature of it. Zachary Levi was also so great in this role, in my opinion.
You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Now, moving forward, I am excited for more of the character himself. I want to see more of Shazam personally. I don't know that the ending of Shazam had me insanely excited for a sequel, but I feel like even more so than Aquaman, I'm interested for this sequel because I just think that Shazam works really well. It was a very pleasant surprise. So I'm definitely excited for Fury of the Gods. It's kind of like the same situation as number 8 with Aquaman 2. I'm happy for the sequel, no doubt in my mind, but at the time of writing and recording, there's just not really a lot to talk about it. There's nothing we've seen, so it's hard to be more hyped than I am for some of the other movies, which I'll get to. But yeah, I do think that Shazam was a very delightfully fun movie, and you know, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I actually recommend it. Now, I am more excited to see the Black Adam standalone film than Shazam's direct sequel. I suspect that these two characters will come together eventually, and that is exciting. But right now, I think that any new character-led comic book film is totally worth talking about, as it's something fresh. Honestly, the Black Adam story and lore seems like it's going to be pretty interesting. I love Dwayne Johnson on screen, even if it's not in a good movie, but I have a good feeling that Black Adam will turn out to be pretty awesome. I think it should be pretty entertaining. I know that they're bringing together some other characters such as Atom Smasher and Dr. Fate, who I love, so I think that'll be really cool. So, you know, I think there's a lot of potential right now for this film. I wish that we got an actual trailer at Fandom, but the teaser certainly got me interested more than I already was. So that's kind of why I placed this higher than Shazam and Aquaman sequels, because I'm just more excited to see this new world and new characters.
No one will ever stop me again.
As somebody who loves the CW's Flash series, I can't help but be super excited for more Flash on the big screen. Now, Ezra Miller's role as Barry Allen in this upcoming solo film was totally up in the air earlier this year, if memory serves. And I do almost feel like this Flash film has been pushed back a few times, but it still seems to be very much so happening. And with talks of multiple Batman incarnations alone on screen and this Flashpoint narrative, I'm honestly all in. I'm really excited for the concept and the story.
So, what should we call this brave new world that you've whipped up for us? I was thinking Flashpoint.
So of course we don't have any trailers, really a lot of details either to go by, but the concept is very interesting. It is a really great storyline as I've seen in the animated film and of course in the Flash TV series, but also just from what I've heard, I don't read comics, but I understand that this is quite an interesting story with a lot of characters, like I said, with Batman and stuff, and I think it's going to be really awesome if it's done right. Flashpoint could end up being a very nice surprise, and it could really be a bit of a soft reset for this DCEU, maybe with new characters, new actors, and canon events and whatnot. So, I'm just super excited for this, and in all honesty, I would have probably placed this closer to the top of this list should we have had more information about it or an actual trailer. At the time of recording, I just feel like the next four, I feel like we've been giving so much more of them, and I'm more excited, but Flashpoint has been on my mind since I've heard about it. Maybe it's the use of Hallelujah in the trailer, or maybe it's finally seeing Darkseid. Maybe it is just the overall tone, but I loved this DC fandom trailer for the Snyder Cut. Being able to see Zack Snyder's Justice League in the way it was meant to be come alive and to fruition through HBO Max next year is really exciting. I'm honestly very interested in this. I watched that trailer a few times and I can't help but just get hyped to see what was meant to be. Now, Justice League is a film that I didn't hate. I liked some elements of it a lot. I could totally understand why this movie is just going to be better for sure, and I'm really excited to see how that happens. The narrative behind the scenes and the fact that literally a Snyder Cut of Justice League is happening is kind of fascinating, and I do feel confident that it's going to sort of right the wrongs of the 2017 theatrical cut.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
It may disappoint, I don't know, because it's hard to be 100% optimistic about it. I don't necessarily love everything Zack Snyder's done, but I think that this film looks better. I think the trailer looks better than the actual film in the theaters, and I love the idea of a new version of a film that sort of needed that. So I'm really excited. It's a different kind of movie. I am a new subscriber to HBO Max. I'm really in love with the trailer. I love a lot of the actors and portrayals that we've seen in the subpar DCEU. So overall, I'm just super excited to indulge in this epic do-over of a film that could surely use that. 2017's Wonder Woman proved that the DC Extended Universe could be great. It was a very fun, well-written film. It had a lot of exciting moments, and generally, I just thought it was a solid film with a positive female-led role. So, the sequel to Wonder Woman 1984, naturally has had me hyped since we saw that initial trailer. I'm really excited to finally see it. Of course, due to the pandemic, this film did not hit theaters this summer, and, I was really, really excited to see it when it was supposed to come out a couple months back. I think that Wonder Woman was brilliantly portrayed by Gal Gadot. Chris Pine's return as Steve Trevor is also something I look forward to because I like that actor and that character. And it looks like there's going to be sort of a twist on that fish out of water story going the other way around this time, and it looks great.
It's all art. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
The villains seem interesting, and from what we saw in a glimpse, I don't think that Cheetah looks like the movie Cats, and that's good. I love the tone and the vibes of that first trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, and the latest also has me just more excited. I feel like this movie should have already been seen because it was supposed to be, but it's apparently coming in October. Now, I just hope I have a movie theater available to actually go to where I live soon, because I'm very, very excited for Wonder Woman 1984. I would honestly go as far as saying that out of all the movies on this list, I have the most faith in it being a good film. So let's finally get to October 2nd.
There's no one better in the world to direct The Suicide Squad than James Gunn.
So I thought Suicide Squad was okay. This 2016 film had some moments that I like, some characters that I loved, and there's a couple of aspects in there that I don't have any issues with, but it was very messy. Of course, everyone agrees on that. Not that great of a movie overall, but you know what? It seems like James Gunn is trying to give us a take on Task Force X that film from 4 years ago should have been. James Gunn has my wholehearted trust with this source material, really because of how he made Guardians of the Galaxy and its sequel, as well as the direction of those characters in Infinity War and Endgame, so perfect, honestly. The whole vibe of Suicide Squad, or the Suicide Squad, has me sold. I'm just really looking forward to this ensemble cast coming together and making a very fun but also very intense war type of movie. I love that we're getting this cast of so many different actors and actresses taking on some characters that we know and love, some familiar faces and others that we've never heard of. I think that we are able to see that there's going to be a blend of action and comedy and a ton of different characters working together well. Like I said, it's got that whole war movie type of vibe, so I'm really in on that. There's just such a variety of heroes, villains, anti-heroes. I love the concept of Suicide Squad, so I think that The Suicide Squad is a film that looks more and more promising now that we've actually seen some behind the scenes and gotten some, footage of it and people talking about it. Now it's just a matter of time for an actual trailer. I know that trailer's gonna be great. I don't want to be overly optimistic about anything regarding these movies, after what happened in 2016. But I do think that the Suicide Squad has a chance of being awesome. James Gunn said this is the biggest thing he's done and he's super excited and it's just going to be so much fun and I think that it's going to be awesome. So I'm genuinely excited for the Suicide Squad.
If you are justice, please do not lie.
Well, all right, here it is, the last movie that you knew we were going to talk about. I feel like a lot of people are agreeing that this is the number one most anticipated DC film. Matt Reeves, the Batman starring Robert Pattinson. It has me more excited than any other upcoming DC film. A movie that I was wondering if it was going to happen before fandom, and now that we got that trailer, I've watched it multiple times and wow, I love it. I mean, something about it just has me over the top excited, probably because for starters it's the first solo Batman movie in quite some time, and I feel like this comes with a great deal of promise. The Batman's reveal trailer showed us a tone and atmosphere that is expected from a great Batman story. It is dark and tense, it looks like it's gonna be thrilling, and the Riddler seems to be at the helm of the threat here, which has me very interested in the connection between him and Wayne. I also can't wait just for the new take on Riddler. I feel like this take on him is going to be the best one yet, if done right. It has the potential. I'm super interested in it. I'm also very excited to see Catwoman and Penguin. There's so many great talents behind these characters, and I feel like seeing more of Cobblepot finally again on the big screen has me excited. I don't know how pivotal Penguin's going to be in this story, but I hope so. We saw literally action like Batman Arkham City, and that was crazy. One of the best scenes. I just love it.
I'm vengeance.
This moody atmosphere, a great looking Batman suit, and a story that I'm super hyped to see unfold next year is all coming, and we've only know that a quarter of the movie's been shot, give or take. So I cannot even imagine how awesome this is gonna be. I am definitely more excited for the Batman than any other upcoming DC film, and that is just a fact.
How am I part of it? You'll see.
And there you have it, guys. Those are the top 8 upcoming DC films that I'm excited for, ranked based on my excitement. So now, of course, I want to hear from you. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments below your ranking of these films? Which DC movie in the near future are you looking forward to the most? Share with me all your thoughts about all things DC in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed your time here. And if you did, maybe consider subscribing, throwing me a like. That would help a lot. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.
Thank you.